myself. But first of all, good afternoon, welcome in Bruges, welcome on board. We'll make a tour of about half an hour, and on the way I'll give some information about the most important village in us. Well, we'll start here at the bridge. On the right hand side, Our Lady's Church. The church tower is 122 meters high. Was the highest tower in brick in Europe in the Middle Ages. In the church there's a sculpture by Michelangelo, but the church can be visited until 5 o'clock. Always. Everything you see around us, that's all private homes. Oh, look at that, there's a cormorant fishing right in front of them, just on the left. Yeah, the water is clean, there's fish in there, and that's what he's after.
He's talking about there's a little bird over here fishing somewhere. Like dived into the water. Oh, there he is. See him? Didn't get anything.
No luck. No fish. Oops.
Oh, there he goes.
He disappears.
Got a traffic jam here.
Make us stay away for a while. Oops. No luck. Well, it's not always a prize winner. St. John's Hospital, right outside, one of the oldest hospitals in Europe. 12th century, about 1150, was hospital to 1976, at the moment Mending Museum, 15th century Flemish painter. When the hospital was built about 1150, in those days the right hand side was the city, the left hand side was the countryside, and the canal was first of all defensive. It's a double defensive circle around the city. Well, this is the inner circle. So there's another one, there's a bigger one further on. I think you noticed it, the bridges, they're getting a little bit lower. Watch out for this one, it's going to be just here.
So that is the
That's the lowest one. And I would say keep an eye on the ceiling. Right? The far end is even a bit like this. The far end is even a bit lower than here.
Me and this guy got it. It's even lower. What's your head? Nobody screams.
A few times a week, not every day, a few times a week, we can smell the brewery, we can smell the malt and the hops and the yeast and whatever it takes to make beer. We'll see it better on the way back.
Still might want to duck that.
So we can't go any further. This is the lock keeper's house. Over the lock, the lake flow. The water level at the other side is about 1 meter higher than here. At the same level as the water in the canal gets or stands a bit further on. So this is the very southern part of the city.
This is just the inner canal. There's that huge canal that goes around the outside of the city.
For the swans, they belong to the city council. They get fed here. The green box under the trees is for the swans. And the reason why we have swans here, we have to go back to the end of the 15th century. There were problems in the city, too much tax to be paid. Citizens, they kept the emperor in prison in a house in the market square. The mayor of Bruges was beheaded, and his name is important for the swans. His name was Peter Langhals. So Langhals in Flemish means long neck. So when all the problems were over, the city council and the citizens, they had to promise the emperor to keep long necks on the rivers till the end of time. So the swans are still there.
Wow. Would not have guessed that.
Well, we got a better view now. The brewery, around 1900s, we still had 31 breweries here. At the moment there's 2 of them, museum, restaurants, but in the first place, the brewery. So this one is the bigger one, and it's more like special beers, make pretty strong ones. But it's a family business. Oh, crikey. We used to have the right of way going downstream, but not here anymore. Only at this point they changed the roads. There's electric boats, and they're not so easy to handle. And it's all right now. Well, in 27, all the boats must be electric. But all be gone by then. No electric boats for me. It's not very practical. Watch out, low bridge again. So that's the cathedral, St. Saviour's Cathedral, the oldest parish church, the oldest parish church in town. And all this, but the whole complex was hospital till 1976. At the moment, restaurant and exhibition hall. But it's different companies, 5 companies, but they all have 4 boats, so 20 boats on the canals in summer. Private boats are not allowed. Even if you live on the canal and you have a boat, no license, not allowed anywhere. So normally for us, winter, January, February, we're only here for the weekend. And then from March till the rest of the year, the end of the Christmas holidays, boat tours all the time, every day. It's already a bit more quiet now. Well, it's October. Summer is always very busy. And 2019, that was the busiest year ever. 8.3 million visitors. All these private homes. Total population of Bruges about 117,000 people. But the old center, the old city, 18,000.
So you can live off of waffles and chocolate.
on the left-hand side, the former palace of the lords of Grutussen was built about 1420. Well, this part, the nearest part on the water side, that is still the original wall built 6 centuries ago.
Wow.
With the family crests, the gargoyles up there. But his family, they had a monopoly on selling grut, and grut was a mixture of herbs used for making beer before it used hops.
Cool to see it when it rains because I bet the water comes out of their mouths.
On the riverbank, that's a city map made out of lace. The Blue Door, across the street, the entrance to the Groningen Museum, Fine Art, the eye catcher, the paintings by the Flemish gravedists, such as Van Eyck. And by the way, the lady in the picture, that was his wife, Margaret.
This is the Screaming Willow.
Right in front of us in the market square. There it is. The best known view. Or the best known building in the city, the bell tower. In the Middle Ages, symbol of liberty, prosperity and power. 83 meters high. 366 steps up to the top. If the weather is clear enough, you can see the North Sea. It's about 15 kilometers.
Wow.
Bells, carillon, 47 bells. Total weight 27 tons. They play every 15 minutes automatically, 3 times a week. We have concerts. It's leaning, the tower. Right? It's leaning exactly 87 centimeters to the right. Do you know the film? Did you see the film in Bruges, going viral, Brendan Gleeson? That's the one there. So originally, the river, I say the river, went further on past the market square, and then to the right. But that's where we're going now, but this way. So from here on, well, you'll see there is some kind of a circle. So there was a defensive circle around the city. So from here on, that was man-made in 1127.
Wow. So this canal was man-built. Almost, yeah, 900 years.
The fish market was built in 1821, still used Tuesdays to Saturdays, but only in the morning. Well, a few minutes ago, we had the lowest bridge. This one, the oldest one. It's been there for a while. It's over 600 years old. Was built in 1391 and still used every day. The arch is still the original one.
Wow. That's amazing. Did you hear that, Drake? This is the oldest bridge.
Ever.
Here.
Ever. Obvious.
These houses, right outside, almshouses, where they were built in 1634, as you will see, in between the first two windows. Above the red door, the pelican, symbol of Christian charity, at the moment, property of the city. And that's houses for people who are alone. There's a total in town of about 400 of these houses, all over town there. This is the younger part of the canals, 18th century, would take us to the canal, Ghent, Ostend, that connects to the sea. In summer, in July and August, swimming is allowed over there.
Die now. Yeah.
What?
We go this way, we go to the left, and the canal goes further on to Sluis, the first town in the Netherlands, right on the border. It's only 18 kilometers from here, and sometimes in winter 86 and 97 were very cold. There was 14 centimeters of ice, and we could skate all the way down to the Netherlands. It was in the race. For skating, there must be at least 12 centimeters of ice everywhere, so that's not every winter. But the border, 18 kilometers, no more than that. Beautiful houses, right? From the corner on, 5 different houses and 5 different styles. And wherever you see that blue and white label on the wall, that's a listed building, that's a monument. So for the owner, it means that it mustn't change anything. It must be kept as it is, but it's all private homes. This was in the Middle Ages, the Portuguese. But first of all, the canal didn't stop here. There was no square, there was a bridge, and you see the open space to the left, the canal went further on to the market square. One building in the square, the one in the corner, the one with the crests on the wall, was the customs office. Right in front of us, with a spire, it's not a church, it's called in Flemish, Dutch, Porters Loge, and it's there that wealthiest people had their meetings in the 15th century. And then this house, the white one with the balcony above the door, crest of Portugal, was the house of the Portuguese merchants. It's closed Mondays, Tuesdays, but anyway, 50 meters down the street, there where you see the city flag, that's the oldest pub in town. It never stopped being a pub since 1515, 5 centuries old, down there where the flag is. Very beautiful part of the city. Well, it's not really the city center, people don't go there very often. It's residential. A few streets further on, the outer circle, the windmills, medieval gate, very beautiful.
Here's inside the vehicle.
Do you know these things next to the front doors? That's boot scrapers. Streets are not like this. Dust in summer, but in winter, no cars, horses, but clean your shoes in there.
I would not have noticed those.
This is a very nice shape. Say a bit further on the right hand side. And when you look at the old paintings, then you can see that people 250 years ago had about the same view as we have today. Just as time stood still here. Well, this little building behind the trees, that's an 18th century tea house, private property. at these houses. How they are leaning, but it's stable. I mean, it's not like tennis. They're not sinking. They're not built on wooden piles. Underwater, it's mainly stone. Above the waterline, brick. For the building in front of us in brick, those Palace of Justice from 1981, and then past the bridge, City Hall. Now, in fact, this is the place where it all started for Bruges as a wooden fortress on the riverbank around 865. Well, the wooden houses, they give an idea what a medieval house looked like, but that's a reconstruction. They're not very old. They were built in 1932-33. There's two original wooden houses left, early 17th century, but not those. Before there was a brewery on that spot. These right in front of us are the typical Flemish houses. Flemish style, those step gables. The corner one, 1676. 1718, the white one. Now, most of the houses are 18th century, 1700s. Well, you see what I see. Everything comes to an end from, that's about it. We're nearly back where we started from. But very important, and especially for the people on the right-hand side of the boat, please do keep your hands, your arms inside the boat, that no one gets hurt in between the boat and the landing. I've never had it before, luckily, but very important. Hands inside the boat. Thank you very much and enjoy your stay.